Hello everyone, this is Matt with Storm Central. It is August 21st, 2011. It's around 8:30 Central Daily Time. Just wanted to bring everyone up to date on what is going to go on with Tropical Storm Irene. Let's go to the latest right now. So, Irene right now, she is about over Puerto Rico and heading towards it very close. We have a tropical storm wind 60 miles an hour as of the 7 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time advisory. She's located 19 north, 94.2 west. Maximum sustained winds around 35 miles. Oh, I'm sorry, that is Harvey. Alright, let's go to Tropical Storm. Alright, this is the 8 p.m. advisory. We have a location 17.8 north, 64.9 west. We have max sustained winds around 60 miles per hour, moving west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. The minimum pressure has dropped rapidly around 995 millibars. Alright, so let's take a look at satellite and what will be going on for Irene here. And this is the latest satellite before it got dark here. As you can see, around 5 to 6 o'clock, this area over here gets dark, so that means we lose a visible satellite. Looking at the infrared now, let's take a look at that. And this is a very wide system already for it being fairly small and sustained winds here. Looking at this is right now is Irene. You have these bands showing strengthening. You have a lot of flare-up thunderstorm development shown by the radar here that we'll take a look into now. This is the live radar feed coming into Puerto Rico. As you can see where the eye is, it's beginning to develop with the eye and eye wall. You can see the strongest rain bands in this area where my mouse is. And that means it's not over land, it's still strengthening, and should get into portions of the northeastern portions of Cuba, or Puerto Rico actually, over into tonight. It should be affecting Puerto Rico with some hurricane force wind gusts, and potentially, this could become a hurricane come the 11 o'clock advisory. It has a low chance as it's running out of time before it hits Puerto Rico, so we'll have to keep a look at it at the latest here. Alright, back to the GR Earth here, and this is what's going on with Irene. We're looking at the water vapor. Lots of flare. This is showing strengthening. You have something like this, wide like that, with flare-ups, outflow, flare-ups showing up like that. That's showing a very strong and strengthening system. As she continues on the west-northwest pattern, she'll hit over to the top of San Juan. Now let's go to my outlooks now and see what will be affecting this. Looking at the jet stream pattern come the next few days. This is going to be over Puerto Rico. This would be around tomorrow night. She's going to be right over or just on the corner of Dominican Republic. So we're looking at basically into this area. As I did this earlier, my path could have changed in yellow, so we're going to take a look at that. Right here we have the jet stream winds. We have the lower jet, which have the lows ride and the troughs hit, and we have the upper jet. Now what's going to be going on is you have this high bubble here, and you have a high bubble here. Where their weakness sets up is where this thing will be dipping down. So wherever the weakness, this weakness would be coming down. We have one model showing this, showing here, second model showing it here. So just take a look where the white line goes. We're looking at one model, which takes it lower. The second model is taking it more northern into Tennessee and not going as far down. Wherever it goes, that is going to suggest either if the thing goes here and then out, or if it takes the more easterly turn and goes out and north. Current model forecasts are almost all in agreement with the second track starting here and showing that divergence between the two highs, the break in between them showing around in this area. So that means we'll have that thing dipping down, which will bring this system just into Florida and then out over the coast, or just over, which are more models are showing in this general direction. Like I was saying, the jet basically has no intertude with this, as it's way up north. So it's only these are the two things that are affecting this from possibly becoming something, or becoming into the Gulf, or changing something to these high pressures. Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi will likely see absolutely nothing from this, as we have the high pressure involved, so there's not as this will not occur something like this happening at all. So New Orleans, you were definitely, not that you were totally in this at all. Models were going in this general election, but it's not even going to happen. Texas, too dry. We'll have another Don episode come in and then just die out right away. That won't happen either. Portions of these areas here, if you're sailing or boating into these areas, we have high pressure. That means this won't be going that way. It won't be a fish storm. So boating into these areas, aside from rough seas, I wouldn't suggest it. If you have a small craft, that is. But it you could probably do it because the high pressure is involved in that area. Looking at the next one here, we're gonna go on. This is gonna be my hurricane scale look at this. This is very important because the models are showing where these things are going. So, but yesterday we were looking at this type of track. That brings it south into Dominican Republic, Haiti, and then into almost all of Cuba. That would weaken it considerably. But since the eye did form more northerly yesterday, I formed more over in this area. So that means in this area right here, so that means this is just, oh, excuse me, more in this area. So that means it's just going to scoot on up. Now, whatever path it takes, if it goes up, or here, or here, these areas are the strongest path where you can see a Category 3 as shown by the model. I did draw this here, easier for reasons. Just take a look on the symbols shown here at the time, and then you can find out what you're looking at. Now going into another area into Tampa here, if it were to take this southerly track, say it does, see if we can, there we go. If it wanted to take this southerly track, we'd see all this area. It's going to only become a remnant tropical low. It's going to take all this time to get rebooted up, re-strengthened here, and then where it goes from there, it'd probably take that curve near Panama City area. So that right now is looking only like a 20% chance of that occurring. So what we want on a forecast too is forecast to these areas. Where's the location gonna go? Where's the model pattern with the high over here in this area? Where's that break in a forecast? Where's that far come down? Or how far is that gonna come down? That is what we're looking at right now. Coming into the next forecast outlook here, we're looking at San Francisco scale. Take a look at this because this is going to be important for the next graphic. Oh, this was yesterday's graphics, sorry. Alright, this is what I'm looking at currently. So we're looking at a hurricane right after Puerto Rico here, as shown by the white. Let's change the color here, we're going to go to blue. As shown by this the white dot there, we're going to look at a Category 1. Here's your cat statuses here, shown by Storm Central. Come just north of Cuba, we're looking at a Cat 2 hurricane. Still a Cat 2 as it's over portions of Haiti here. Now we're looking at rapidly strengthening here. It's going to begin to take that turn once it's over portions of Cuba. Or not over, way north, probably 200 miles north of Cuba. So about right there, we're looking at rapid strengthening coming in. This warm Gulf moisture, or warm Atlantic Caribbean moisture here coming on in. So, and looking at the dry air masses, we don't have any dry air aside from in this high area. So that is unlikely. So we got white, we got that, we have here, we have here. This is that we're looking at a Hurricane Cat 3 still here. Likely still a Cat 3 as it will go over this island or come close to it. If it doesn't go over it, we could even see a stronger. But what you're looking at right here in this area, I'm going to box this in. There's vividly no islands in this direction. Like limited air impact, if you were to take an impact come through this, you're not looking at super amounts of islands. That means rapidly strengthening. Right over here, say around Vero Beach off the coast, I don't think it's going to get very close. So we could still see some impacts for Florida, and could be very dangerous impacts if it gets even closer. Right now I'm looking at 50 miles off the coast of Florida, maybe less. So then over by Jacksonville, Florida, we're still looking at Cat 4. Any of these areas here need to be on extreme lookout. We could definitely have a Cat 4 on our hands, if not stronger, Cat 5 status for these areas here. And it all depends when it makes that turn. So we could have stuff like that, and we can get it right in there. That's the uncertainty right now. Any of these tracks here, this is very dangerous. I have not put any white bubbles in, and I did not add uh, South Carolina and North Carolina to the black, as this is still days and days away. Alright, so the graphics are over. Let's just take a quick look at the forecast models here. We're going to zoom into where it is right now. Your tropical Irene. This is probably not updated, so this could be changed. As you can see, they're going north into the area, and we're looking at portions of Florida being affected. Alright, everyone, stay tuned. Storm Central for the latest. We'll have any of the updates if they need to come breaking news to them. On portions of Puerto Rico, we have an update later on the exact impacts. Thanks a lot. Have a great